This week is Small Business Week in Canada, and we thought that we would take that opportunity to talk to some entrepreneurial figures in our community. We've been talking and will continue to do so throughout the week, but there is a list that is put together annually with the top entrepreneurs in the country. And the top female entrepreneurs is a list that is put together by the folks at Chatelaine Magazine through their, I think it's a subsidiary or it's another publication called Profit. Anyway, they do that together. One of the folks who showed up on that list is Tamara Barker Watson. Tamara is the energy behind a company called Whitestone Developments. Maybe you live in one of their homes. Whitestone Developments builds homes in subdivisions around the region. And Tamara Barker Watson joins me in the studio this morning. Saddle up to the microphone there. Tamara, how are you doing?
Good morning, Jordi.
Good morning. Tell me just about this list. What did getting tagged in here at number 31? This isn't the first time you've made this list, is it?
No, I've been on it 6 years now.
How did you manage to do that?
Hard work. No, you just, I filled out a questionnaire online, 6 years ago is the way it started. And Ian Portsmouth, who was the editor-in-chief for Profit, sent me a list of what they needed, and it was all history from there. Now I just update them yearly on what the company is doing. And there's a whole bunch of factors. Like, it's not just like everybody focuses on the revenue. The revenue is obviously a factor in, you're not going to have a company that only makes, has a revenue of $100,000 a year on the top 100 list.
It says your company is between $5 and $10 million a year.
Yes.
And you've seen 3-year growth of 28%.
Yeah.
You're pushing against the curve here in Atlantic Canada, right?
For builders, yeah, I'm sure we are.
Last night the debate was on. Barack Obama and Mitt Romney were there, and they did talk about women in the workforce and whatnot. What do you think the prospects are for women as entrepreneurs in Atlantic Canada? Is this a reasonably rich field to till in terms of entrepreneurship for women, or is there opportunity out there?
I think there's more opportunity than there ever was for women. Like, if you look at the Home Builders Association that we're members of, our president is a woman, Suzanne. Like, there is plenty of opportunity. And who buys homes? 90% of the homes are bought by women. Even if they're married, their husband's got very little to say about it. If they want to be happy at night. As my husband says, it's better to be happy than right. So who should be building these houses? Who should be making the decisions when you're doing a spec home? Who thinks about how the family operates within a home, having drop zones, having closets everywhere? Like, I'm sure if you left it up to a man, there wouldn't be a closet in a house.
Well, this is interesting. So do you think that being a woman in this industry, which I think predominantly has been run by men in the past, is it not, to the construction of homes, does this give you a competitive advantage?
I think it does.
In terms of marketing, or what other advantages do you think it gives you?
Well, from a marketing standpoint, I see things the way 90% of the consumers see them. Where my husband, he sees it from wood and nails point of view, and he's into everything behind the drywall. Insulation, the energy efficiency, the solar panels, all of that stuff is his bag of worms, where I kind of look at it from how is the family going to operate in this house? Like, so when all the kids come home from school and drop all their book bags in the foyer, and the foyer is only 4x4, how the hell do you get the dog in the house? So let's make bigger foyers. Let's have, instead of closets with doors, let's put, some hooks and benches in the garage and have the kids come through the garage. Or thinking about aging in place, we're doing a lot of that now through the CAPS program, Certified Aging in Place, where we're making wider hallways, wider doors on a minimum, lever handles so you can open them with your elbows if you've got arthritis, decor switches, lowering the switches and upping the plugs in case you happen to be in a wheelchair in the future. So doing all the things so that you can age in place in your home. Thinking about that, because I don't want to leave my home.
Do you talk with other women across the country that, are cited as entrepreneurs, the people that are in here as well, that are finding that that opportunities out there, rather than going into a corporate environment, but there may be more opportunities for women actually as entrepreneurs because of the kind of innovative thinking that you're talking about here? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, the essence of entrepreneurship is innovation, right?
Yes, we get together. Well, we all get together for the profit thing there the first weekend in December. So you get to talk to people from all over Canada, and through the home builders, we gather a couple of times a year, especially at their conference. Get to talk to all the women from across Canada and what they're doing in BC that's different than what they're doing here, what they're doing in Ontario versus here. And then through the WPO, the Women's Presidents Organization, which I'm a chapter member here in Atlantic Canada. I'm very happy to say we now have two chapters in Atlantic Canada. That's how large it is. We get together once a month and talk about the differences in business, in banking, in legal aspects, all those things that go behind the scenes of a business, tax planning, that help the business thrive on this side. But it's not just one focus. You've got to be so multidimensional and thinking on all different levels at the same time.
There's a lot I could talk to you about, but I have to ask you a bit about just the municipal government in terms of the environment that it creates here for your type of business. Do we have a long way to go in terms of, I guess, being more active or being more friendly towards entrepreneurship in HRM? Are you dissatisfied with the way that the municipal government throws hurdles in your way or helps you out?
I wouldn't say dissatisfied. I would say I'm frustrated. Every time you turn around, like to take 8 years to get a subdivision up and running, the lots could have been 40,000 8 years ago. Now they're 90,000. You can hear stories right across the board if you talk to any development group, and it's just crazy the amount of red tape and hoops that you have to go through to get some of your ideas from paper to the ground. And people got to really think, and they're saying, oh, well, they want to make sure you do it right. Well, that's what all the engineers are hired for. That's their job, to put their name behind it. So we hire engineers so their engineers can review our engineers' stuff. It just needs to happen at a greater speed. Halifax needs to be looked at as a business and needs to be run as a business. And a business can't operate if nobody at the top can make a decision.
Is it a political thing, or do you think it's a bureaucratic thing? Is it a problem? Is it a problem within the system, or is it a problem within the at a political level?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody's become complacent. They get paid every Friday no matter what. I only get paid if I sell houses. If my houses aren't selling and there's sold signs not on them, I don't get paid. They get paid every Friday. So there's no rush. My permit can sit on their desk for a week. They can go on vacation. Meanwhile, I've lost a week to close that house.
If you had a piece of advice for the incoming council, and I suspect that probably most of the people that are actually running for council, including the mayoralty candidates, listen to this program from time to time, what would you ask them to do to make the environment in HRM friendlier towards entrepreneurs and business people like yourself?
Take some advice from the business community. Be more proactive. Don't be lollygagging with some of these developments. Like we need development. You know what we need? We need some immigration. We need some trades. We need Halifax to be vibrant. I want to stay here. I want to work here. I want to raise my children here. It's a safe environment for me. And as a consumer, I just think that we could do better for the end user, because any cost that the developer entails by re-engineering and redoing it and jumping through this hoop and that hoop all gets passed on to the consumer. So the prices of houses haven't went up. The prices of land have went up, and development costs.
Tamara, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. Congratulations on getting named to the list once again.
Thank you, Jordi.